Hello, fellow fragrance lovers and enthusiasts. Welcome back. It's me, Benjamin, here at the Seductive Fragrance channel. And today we're going to be talking about People Are People by Christian Siriano. Fantastic, beautiful fragrance. I don't think a lot of people know about this brand. Not a lot of people have talked about these as reviewers. And this is beautiful, beautiful, high-quality stuff. So let me tell you all about it. So first off, the presentation is stunning. It looks like a dress. It swishes side to side. And I think that this would look very good on anybody's dresser. The sleeve here is a little bit plastic, for some people that might be unappealing, but it kind of looks like a little white dress or like a slip, and I kind of like that presentation. I find that it's very almost Art Deco, a pretty modern kind of a twist on what, you know, the art styles of the past. Anyways, the juice is what matters. Let's talk about the juice inside. So first off, let's talk about the notes, and boy, did they put up some beautiful notes. You got some dried plum. I think there's some, what was it, pink pepper and bergamot off the top. The dried plum really stands out. It's a big player. And then you got orchid and jasmine, and then the dried down some vanilla and some sandalwood. And that's mostly what I get. I think there's a few more notes, but mostly that's what I get out of this fragrance. Now, dried plum is actually a big note that's trending. It's a big popular note, and I wouldn't be amazed if plum really became really popular in the future. Central Obsession's copy of Andy Warhol with plum is very popular, and there's a number of other plum fragrances like Plum Japonais by Tom Ford that's pretty highly rated by me. I think that plum in the future and pear are sweet notes that really haven't been discovered or really included in fragrances, at least designer fragrances, in a big way. And I'm excited to say that this is one of the ones that really brought it to us and did a great job of it. Now, there is a little bit of a modern sweet molecule to this fragrance that somewhat reminds me of Let's Get a Room by Confessions of a Rebel and those kinds of fragrances. So this does have a modern sweet aroma chemical, and I don't know exactly what it's called, but it smells really good, and a lot of people really like it. It's very playful and sweet, and has a little bit of texture to it, like a little bit of velvet kind of quality to it. So it's very nice. Again, the dark plum, the dark fruitiness is a little bit dry here. It's not overtly juicy, but it does have some sweetness to it, which is so lovely. Now, I think that dried plum and orchid is a beautiful combination, and I think I forgot to talk about the tuberose. How could I forget the tuberose? The tuberose here, I love tuberose. It's one of my favorite notes. It's a very fascinating floral, but tuberose has a real, almost like rock star quality about it. It really can change up, give a fragrance a lot of personality, and give it almost like a bad boy or a bad girl kind of edge about it. And that's what's going on with this fragrance. It makes it a little bit more provocative. It definitely plays well with orchid. And the jasmine, to me, is more of a background player. I don't feel like jasmine is a big part of this fragrance. I don't think it's a big player, and I don't think it stands out as a particularly, maybe natural jasmine, but the quality here is smooth and well-rounded. Let's talk about the, I'm going to talk about the compliment factor and the price later on, and y'all definitely want to stay tuned for that. But first, what's the performance like? This fragrance is really interesting. Performance-wise, I don't think this fragrance really projects that well. I think it maybe average, maybe slightly below average projection, which might be bad for a lot of y'all. I think a lot of ladies actually prefer for their fragrances to be a little bit more subtle, and this fragrance makes the fragrance a little bit more subtle, but it's still provocative, it's still sweet, and it's still definitely playful. So sillage is actually pretty good on this. People can notice you if you definitely put on a good amount of sprays when you walk by. And even though this fragrance isn't a big projector, and sometimes it feels like this fragrance is kind of, close to the skin, people do pick up on this fragrance more than you would think. It's a very provocative kind of fragrance in a modern, it's modern and playful, but yet it's still provocative. It still has a little bit of almost like it leans teeter-totters on being a dark fragrance. So I got anywhere from 6 to maybe 7 hours, but I wouldn't be amazed if a lady out there can get 8 hours, a full day's wearing out of this juice, especially if you spray it on clothes. So what do I think about the compliment factor? I think it's great. I'm going to actually call this the La Nuit de l'Homme for ladies. Not that it smells like La Nuit de l'Homme. They both do have that smooth seductive kind of nature about it. La Nuit de l'Homme is all about the lavender and the cardamom for the most part. In my opinion, this one's all about the orchid and the tuberose, the dried plum, and a little bit of the vanilla. The vanilla really doesn't steal the show, and I think that that vanilla sometimes is overdone and overplayed, and I like that vanilla really doesn't overtake this composition and dominate this fragrance as a whole. So this fragrance is very, very good on the compliments. It is a truly, truly unisex fragrance. It's called People Are People because it's supposed to be a genderless fragrance for anybody and everybody. I think that if you're a little bit more metro, or maybe you know, a little bit more of a modern kind of guy, that you probably will like this fragrance. You probably will feel very comfortable. If you're more of a macho gentleman who likes Dior Fahrenheit, who likes more of the fougères and the, you know, the dark green fragrances, this probably is something that you might not want to wear. For myself, I personally could wear this and I could pull it off, but I personally would prefer this more on a lady. But all fragrances are genderless. Anybody can wear everything. And if you like, you know, the Dior Homme line, and if you're comfortable as a guy with wearing florals anyways, I think that this is one you're probably really going to like. If you like, you know, the Black Orchids by Tom Ford's of the world, if you like those kinds of fragrances, I think you're going to fall in love with this one. So, anyways, what are my thoughts on the price? You can get this full-size 100 ml bottle. It is an interesting shape, but it's still a full-size 3.4 ounce bottle for $55. $55, I think it's a steal. That's the full retail price, guys, what they're charging on the market. That's not even on sale. If you find this on sale, you probably can find it for closer to $40. This fragrance is ridiculously affordable. I think that they might have even be undercharging for what the fragrance is worth, and maybe that's their strategy. Maybe they're really trying to get this brand out there, get people to get their eyeballs on it, and maybe they might adjust their prices to the normal $80 or even $100 for this fragrance. I think that this is definitely stands up to other designer fragrances. I think that it's worth the full $80. I do, as a guy who really likes performance, I don't think every fragrance needs to be beast mode. But I do think that this fragrance maybe could project a little bit better. Maybe add, you know, increase the concentration. Maybe give it a little bit more bergamot. Maybe a little bit more pink pepper off the top. But overall, this fragrance does very, very well, and it's a real charmer. And I'm not trying to hype up this fragrance, but when I said it's the La Nuit de l'Homme for the ladies, I really want ladies to get their nose on this one, and I really want ladies to try this one. I think that this is the beautiful cuddle fragrance for the ladies, that if you want something that's a little bit sultry and a little bit seductive without being too much, but it definitely has, you know, everything in the right places, if you know what I mean. It's a good fragrance, and very impressed by it, you know, and I'm a sucker for the dried plum. It just might be me being a big sucker for the dried plum. But anyways, my friends, I hope that you liked my review today. If I didn't talk enough about the presentation and you have another second for me, this is more of a porcelain, and I find it very nice. I like the texture of porcelain. About the only other brand that I know that does this is Tiziana Terenzi, and I think it's probably easier to do. It's more economical. And I really like the look and the feel of porcelain. I think it also gives you a little bit better of a grip than, you know, polished glass does. So it's a little bit easier to grasp, especially with this neck on it like this. I don't think it'll be slipping out of your hands anytime soon. So, my friends, thank y'all for being here today. If you want to check out this fragrance, I think it's starting to go on sale a little bit. If it's hard for you to find or you don't know where to go, I would recommend the Fragrance Group. They are very generous to me, and they did send this one to me, but they are a retailer and a distributor that doesn't affect my opinion of the fragrance or the brand whatsoever. So, thank y'all for being here today. Thank you for your friendship. If you did like my review today, please help me out. And y'all know what to do down below. Please like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, share the video, and even tell a friend if you'd like to. Hitting the notification bell is probably the most important thing because I upload very regularly, just about every day. And if you're not hitting the notification bell or coming back to my channel, you know, just about every day, you're probably missing out on my content. So I'll see you next time, everybody. I wish you the very best. Be safe, be well. Be smelling very good. And once we get out of this quarantine, maybe we can get the Netflix and chill on a little bit with this beautiful fragrance. So, ladies, I look forward to hearing some of your reviews and seeing some of your opinions on this fragrance. Is this the La Nuit de l'Homme for the ladies? Let me know. I'll see you next time. Bye.